enough about the specifications. Let's get it out of the box. All right, so definitely big shout out to BuzzTV for sending this out. Not an official release yet, so I'm hoping to get this out. That way, if you guys are even considering getting this device, you'll have some frame of reference to kind of see how it compares to whatever you want to compare it to. So again, specifications on this look really impressive, guys. This is NVIDIA Shield type level specifications, but we're going to get it into the lab and just do our benchmark, see where it stacks up, and just kind of see how it performs. All right, so we're gonna have a quick start guide. All right, BuzzTV and Google TV on the front. There's the box itself, and we're gonna put this to the side for now. Additionally, in the box, we are gonna have an HDMI cable. Standard length, it looks like 3 to 4 feet. Do have the power plug as well. This is USB-C. All right, output on this is gonna be 5 volts, 2 amps. Last two things in the box are going to be the remote as well as the battery. So let's take a look at the remote first. And traditional BuzzTV, they do specialize in IPTV, so they do have the numbers button up top, which I do like. This is a smaller footprint than their normal size remote, so it's a lot skinnier. Of course, we're gonna have a power button. Look like we have a star or favorite up top, numbers. This has a keyboard icon, so we'll kind of see what that does when we get in there. We do have favorites right here that you can program. Your profile button, Google Assistant, settings, navigation in the middle, and have your back, your home, as well as your TV button. That's gonna give you the live channels on your Google UI. Further down, we do have volume up and down, mute, channel up and down, and we do have our dedicated shortcuts that are required by Google. So on this one, we're gonna have YouTube, Netflix, Prime Videos, as well as your YouTube Music. Before we move on to the box, as I said, this is a pretty skinny remote, and it rivals the same size as the Fire TV stick as well as the on devices. So same width as both remotes. As you can see, they're a little bit taller than the Fire TV remote, a little bit taller than the on remote as well, but you can just see there's not much in between them, guys. This is a pretty good fitting remote in your hands, pretty good looking. I know a lot of people are not fans of the numbers on the remote, but for this purpose, and we know that this box is going to be a powerhouse, it's going to be a lot of room for you to use these to make your life easier. So definitely appreciate that. All right, over to the box itself, and this is a lot skinnier and smaller than I actually anticipated. All right, so BuzzTV logo up top, nothing on the front, nothing on the side. We get to the back, we're going to have our dedicated ports. So we're going to have our micro SD slot, optical audio, your Ethernet, HDMI out. Does have a reset pin in the HDMI hole, so we'll check that out. I think that just kind of refreshes it. Do have your power as well. And on the side, you are going to have some additional ports, so USB-C port as well as an additional USB port. So again, not too much to go over. The device itself is pretty solid. It's smaller than I anticipated. You can see fits in the palm of my hands, but this little guy is going to pack a punch. Let's go ahead and get it set up. So as you can see, the setup for Google TV is going to be standard to any other setup you do with the on 4K devices. It's going to ask you to sign into your Google account. It's going to bring you through your Wi-Fi, your languages. Then you're going to be able to select your apps as far as what streaming services you have. I didn't put a video on this yet, but I no longer have Sling TV, so I'll probably be doing an update here. Back to YouTube TV. I did do a video the other day letting you guys know that YouTube TV came out with different packages that you can pay less money on, so you do have kind of an a la carte pick for your TV packages with YouTube TV. So I ended up going back to them over Sling, but I'll probably do a dedicated video. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions about that. All right, so this is if you're using the remote with a TV. Right now it's just connected to my video capture card, so I'm gonna do that a little bit later. All right, setting up Google TV, we're gonna fast forward through this part and I'll let you know if there are any upgrades available. Alright, so here we are in Google TV, and let's just go up and see what we're running. So you can see I am signed into my account here. Got the traditional Google TV buttons up top, your home, live, applications, screensaver, and you do have your quick settings. From the quick settings, click on your settings right here. Just wanted to verify that I don't have any updates available. We're going to click on About. Before we go on the updates, let's just see what we have. Android TV OS 14. Do have the security patch from December 1st, 2025. Here's the build. All right, let's go back. Let's just see if we have any updates available. All right, so look like we are completely up to date, which is really cool. All right, so completely up to date there. Let's go down to our system, storage. All right, so look like we have 56 gigs available. No applications installed as of yet. So this is what you're going to get after you get into the operating system. So 56 gigs of storage there ready for you to go. As far as the different audio formats, if you go to surround sound settings and you go to show formats, you can see you have different options to go through. So you have Dolby Digital, Dolby Digital Plus, Dolby Atmos with Dolby Digital, and you also have DTS. You can go ahead and select them manually. You can set it to automatic, but those are the options. I know a lot of you guys ask for the different audio options, so definitely wanted to touch on that at least for a little bit. Now let's go to our display settings. Just want to make sure that we are in 4K. So we're going to go to display and sound. All right, so as far as the resolution, you can see we are streaming at 4K at 60 frames per second. All right, so let's quickly just dive into the user interface. So again, this is the traditional Google TV UI, very snappy as you can see there. Goes through the menus really fast, no issues there. All right, so looks really good, feels really good. Let's check out the Google Assistant. What's the weather like in San Francisco? All right, so it's going to give you the information. Open YouTube. All right, so again, voice assistant is going to work as it does on other devices, but I do have my apps here. Again, really nice to have your traditional Netflix. I know this was a deal breaker for most of you guys. That's why you avoided BuzzTV products in the past. But with the G series, now we have Netflix, we have Prime Videos, we also have the Google Play Store. All right, so as far as the resolution, you can see we are streaming at 4K at 60 frames per second. So let's go back up. We're going to go to YouTube. All right, so I like to just make sure we get quality streaming from these. And before we get started, we're just going to make sure that we are streaming in 4K as well. So we're going to go over to our settings. Set the quality to 2160p, which is 4K. Let's go back. And you can see how great that looks, guys. Let me skip ahead. All right, so looks really good. And just to take it a step further, let's jump into the stats for nerds just to kind of see if we're dropping any frames or see if anything's a hold up currently. So if we go down to the settings, we go to stats for nerds. Let's go back. All right, stats for nerds is going to tell you how your stream is doing. So a lot of useful information on the screen. So it starts with the viewpoint, the video ID, current optimal rate. You can see it's set to 4K. Volume normalization is up there. Codecs. You can see the stream is healthy. The connection speed is pretty good. I am currently on Wi-Fi, but we're going to test out the Ethernet here in a little bit. Buffering health is really good. Everything is looking really great for this stream. And again, this is expected, especially considering the specs that's in this device.